Okay.
There we are.
Oh God, that looks so. Okay, there we
Oh.
go.
Gosh.
I'm sorry. It still doesn't look great, but
I
as
mean, it
long
looks fine
as
to me.
okay.
At least small, it looks fine to me. When I blow it up, it looks a little pixely, but
Yeah. Well, I turned the bit rate way down to see if that helped with the buffering. So hopefully,
Looking promising. Thank
yeah, I'll
you.
keep an eye on it.
yeah.
Yeah, I've got it open too. I like to keep an eye on the chat. All right, so
So,
Anya was asking questions. Sorry,
yes.
I nearly called him Howl.
Eh,
Atlas was asking questions. That will not be the first time this happens.
yeah.
Oh.
So the question that Atlas asked Soul, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
would you like me to repeat it?
Yeah, go ahead for posterity.
Yeah, so my first question to the left is for the fighter. So, Soul, what awkward or imposing question did I ask you recently?
So I think you asked Soul about her family and her home. Uh, they're both gone, and you can mind your damn business.
I,
Soul.
thanks for the answer, I guess. And then my question to the right is for the cleric. So, Ash, how did you help me with my studies or an experiment recently?
I'm super familiar with the flora of the haunted forest around the town. I use a lot of different plants and fungi and herbs for my healing practices. I was able to advise you on what might be useful for one of your experiments and help you find them.
Hey.
Word.
Oh, did I fuck up?
Can we ask for details as we go? Is this one of these things? I know
Yeah.
BOB is pretty. Where was that conversation between Sol and Atlas where he just dropped that question?
I mean, maybe like either at like a dinner one night or maybe like at like a bonfire type thing. Atlas doesn't interact with people much or well.
Was there maybe like a festival of some kind and you came in like Gandalf with all the fireworks?
I mean, that's just how I show up to every social gathering. If I can't be fabulous, what's the fucking point?
I mean, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
the bishy sparkles are accurate.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, they occur in real time.
I dig that. Yeah. It was probably, yeah, I had some like social gathering type thing where like Atlas was drinking and trying to do small talk and was like, so tell me about your dead family. It's fine.
Well, I don't know. Did he know that they were dead at that point? Like,
Didn't you like bust into this town just like, sup losers? I'm here to look for my dead family. Can anyone help?
I mean, I didn't bust into the town being like I'm looking for my dead family. I just busted into the town being like, have any of y'all seen this motherfucker so I can punch him or her or them?
So maybe that like we were talking and I was like asking you like, so why are you looking for this person so much? And then like I just kept asking questions beyond when I should have stopped.
There's a part of me that's like, if this were any other character of mine, Atlas would have ended up with a drink in his face. But it's not.
Instead, it's a fist. So
How
please don't
did
punch my
Soul-
pretty boy.
How did Soul react?
I think I do think it was one of those things where she was like, you get this one for free. Don't ever let me hear you talking about this subject ever again.
I have a really important question. Is Sol taller than Atlas? And if yes, by how much?
How tall is Soul?
Like 5'11".
Okay.
I almost said 5'11", 5'12", but that's 6 feet.
I mean, it's fine. You know, she's like 5'36" or something.
I just want to see a giant
He's
woman.
8 feet tall.
It's like people who put like 90 seconds on the microwave instead of a minute 30. Like, why?
Why do you gotta put me on blast like that?
Oh, you're pretty. I think probably Atlas is shorter. I'm thinking tall and lanky, but I don't know that he's 6 feet tall and lanky.
Some people have lanky vibes, even though they aren't that tall.
Yeah, I don't feel like anyone's like.
Lanky and not tall.
Yeah, I feel like he's mostly lanky, little tall, but like pretty much average height.
So what, like 5'9"?
Yeah, I think that's average. Works for me.
Shrug in the chat. Oh, how's my family? Well, nothing has changed recently.
So yeah. Oh, Lindsay. You also put 90 seconds on the microwave.
I feel the judgment. Like, I'm over here, like, damn.
I don't know, just as long like those damn ones that won't let you program anything other than by the minute are the worst. So you know, could be worse. But also, if you have one of those, then you've just programmed your food for 9 minutes.
Anya with the hot microwave takes that you tuned into Standing Stones on a Friday night for.
Yeah, you can find me here talking about other household appliances and which one I think is the sexiest. It's the fridge.
This is stovetop erasure, and I won't stand for it.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. I see you.
Oh,
Oh, I can't wait to get this pretty boy punched.
Oh.
All right. Any other
Please.
appliances you'd like me to do while we're here?
Let's come back to that. Let's get some questions from Saul.
That's a good point.
is your refrigerator running on you?
Yeah.
No.
Shrug in the chat. If you have fridge hot takes, your fridge may be malfunctioning.
I didn't say it's hot. I said it's sexy.
An important distinction.
That's stainless steel, which I don't think ours is actually stainless
No,
steel.
it's not.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
You ugly fridge. Anyway.
Hey, Soul, what's your lure?
Did
Yeah,
Atlas
we
do
are-
the?
Oh, yeah.
We looped back to the question about sulfur seashells.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Haha.
I've done too much. Save me from.
So, my question for the bard is, how did I hurt you in the past, whether on purpose or by accident?
You killed a creature that could have been saved.
What was it?
I don't know. I'm imagining, because we talked a little bit about off mic about how Soul is kind of biding her time in this town, and has kind of become a bit of a sellsword. And so I can definitely imagine her going into the forest to protect somebody, and for some reason, like, Erwin is along for the ride, or they run into Erwin at the same point in the forest, and something attacks them, and Soul is just like super efficient fighter, and Erwin's just like, but you could have just scared it away.
I scared you away from life with my axe.
Oh, buddy, you sure are broody, huh?
But
I mean,
I'm definitely open to suggestions about what it is, because I don't have a... preference.
That
Wait, let me steal all of their ideas because fuck them. I'm going to open my monster manual. This is possibly a bad idea, given how much stuff is in here. What if it's like an Avatar-esque mixed animal? All I can think of is turtle duck, which is a long-running problem. But you know
Is
what I
that a
mean.
tuck?
Nope.
Turtle, duck, dirtle.
What about something that's like part deer, but can also climb trees? That's upsetting visual.
that is rather upsetting. Yeah.
I can take it back. I'm sorry.
No, I love
No, it's
it.
good. Yeah.
Oh, that's actually, I like the thought that Owen has a bit of a track record because they like little antlers will get caught in tree branches and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But something like a cross between an elk and some kind of like, I'm trying to think if there's anything. What if it's a cross between an elk and a raccoon, you guys?
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
It's like some weird jackalope-esque situation.
Yeah, but it's, yeah, cool.
Fangs.
Yeah, it's because it's also got to be formidable enough for Soul to feel threatened.
What if
Well,
it's
I
the
mean-
size of an elk, but is a
Soul just-
raccoon with horn, with like antlers?
Looking like, it's a squishy bunny, I hate it, it's so cute, kill it.
Wow.
I like a raccoon the size of an elk because you know if raccoons were bigger, they would fuck your shit up.
Yeah, I mean Brian like wrecks me on the reg, so it's fine.
It's okay.
New persona for Brian.
He just like completely destroys me.
It's that's not better.
Oh my god.
It's getting worse.
God damn it.
Do what you want, but don't bring it here.
No.
Good God.
I,
Trying to drink here.
y'all. I'm gonna turn this stream around.
Uh-huh.
Like to see you try.
It was some kind of raccoon elk hybrid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was super threatening. And like it came running into the clearing and Soul went immediately into like protector. Not because she's protective of whatever dude that she's escorting through the woods, but because like, hey, a threat. And like Erwin comes running in after it because he's chasing it, trying to like get whatever's caught in its horns uncaught.
Oh my god.
This is very good.
But yeah, I think that's what happened in general.
Oh, between our own DM and the chat, we've got a town name of, was it Treywitch? If people are happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because in Venture, does it actually tell you to name the town?
No, because your setting isn't necessarily a town, but
Yeah.
because we have a town, I thought, why not name it?
Yeah. Remember that time this town is full of monsters put us on blast?
Mm-hmm. Vividly.
If you haven't named
It
your
keeps
town,
happening.
you should probably
We still call the City of Gulls the City of Gulls. Like,
I mean-
it's been years.
I mean, that's just what it is now.
No, but also... Anyway, we're getting off topic.
Have you
Yes.
seen those girls?
Yes. So, my question for the wizard is, what did I do recently to worry or alarm you?
I feel like I should change my answer to punching me at a bonfire, but
I didn't punch you. You got the first one was free.
threatening me at a bonfire.
It's not a threat
Instead-
if I'll follow through with it. It's a promise.
I love how petulant you sounded with that.
Oh, buddy. I think Soul charged into a fight with a much stronger enemy and like didn't give any warning, just fucking rawr attack. destroy. I'm soul and strong.
Okay,
What
so
was the
I'm sorry, this is something that I feel like I have to comment on. Like I just looked at the sidebar on the Twitch stream, and one of the recommended channels is playing Detroit Become Human. Who the fuck does that in the year of our Lord 2020?
Whoever that person is.
Yeah, clearly.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it got available to put on Steam earlier this like a little bit ago, didn't it? And then people have no social awareness. Oh, what's your lure,
Oh,
August?
my lure is when someone comes to me for protection or asks me to damage something or someone, they gain a token.
Cool.
I
Okay.
suppose, what was the enemy that you fought
Yeah.
that wigged Atlas out?
It has to be something like fuck off big and probably that looks very terrifying because I imagine that Atlas doesn't do much studying and so that
Is it I feel like I have to ask, is it the same event?
could be August.
I mean, I'm down. Were you the person who hired me?
I thought that was
Ooh.
Ash.
Well, Ash has probably heard her before, but this could have been a different thing because that visual is very good. Or
Yeah.
we could have all been there.
Yeah. Why not?
Like I could have been needing to show you where certain stuff was, and we decided to bring protection as at the time of year certain animals were out and about that are more trouble.
And I live here anyways because I'm crazy.
Good. I like that.
All right.
All right. So my lure is when someone asks you to perform or is moved to change by your practice of your art, they gain a token. So that'll be interesting. Question to the left. Ash, what special secret moment did we share recently?
So you have a habit of getting injured, as we have discussed. So I've sort of not quite got an open door policy for you, but also like it's like frequently stopping by to get patched up, and I've never said no. So at this point, just like, okay, I'm allowed to go to Ash's place and get patched up. And you burst in one day, and Ash had not long taken a bath, and she was dressed and everything, but her hair, which is normally either in a long braid or like is fully pinned up, was like loose and still damp, and it falls down to like mid calf. This girl's hair is long.
Yeah.
She doesn't cut it for religious reasons. It's one of the few things that she sort of practices that are expected in her faith. And yet nobody has seen her with her hair down for years. So I like thought that maybe she explained a little bit about the situation because in like a fantasy setting, I imagine like having really long hair is not necessarily the most practical thing in the world. So, but possibly explained why. But yeah, he has seen her in a way that nobody else has in a very long time. So.
All right. And question to my right. Soul, why have you been avoiding me recently?
What did I write down? Oh yeah. Because Soul can never be happy. You played a song that was popular where I come from and saw me get emotional, and we can't have that now.
That's rough, buddy.
My lure is when someone comes to you for care or spiritual guidance, they gain a token. Fuck off, shrug. Oh, I'm not going to address that.
Good.
Shrug says in the chat, Erwin, this is so sad. Stop playing Despacito.
Never.
So, as I said, when someone comes to me for care or spiritual guidance, they gain a token.
Hang on a
Uh-huh.
second, my mother is calling.
Oh no.
That's the good response.
As I don't have a question for Sol,
Hey,
That's
what's
true.
up?
Atlas, why did you seek my guidance recently?
You're coming over the thing, and we're trying to finish. Hi, sorry. I sought your guidance because you're better at this than I am. So I was trying out a new spell, and it got out of control. And so I called you to help put out the literal fires and to give me some pointers for staying in control.
All right. And the question to the right, Erwin, how have I comforted or healed you recently?
You are always healing me whenever I get banged up or hurt by something or another. You set me to rights. Most recently, I got on the bad side of an owlbear that was caught in a trap. And that was probably the most recent incident, is the one where I barged in on you. We're like, I really want to play that scene out, so I don't want to go into too much detail for it.
Okay,
but
sure.
I like that. But yeah, you're always healing me.
Okay.
Can't.
But we can play that out.
Yeah.
If you want. All right. So, just there, probably like in an under fantasy clothes, like a shift or an underdress kind of a vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Just like combing out like this long mane of hair, like working at the bottom of it, just like working through this copious amounts of hair. What time of day is this? Is this like evening?
Probably, yeah.
Cool.
I mean, is Ash a nighttime bather or a morning bather?
I mean, they're pretty good with hygiene anyway, but I feel like washing their hair is like maybe a once a week thing. So this might be more of it takes time, so she doesn't do it in the morning. It's more like, okay, the day is done, now I can heat the water and do the thing.
Nice.
So
okay. So it's evening. It's probably the sunset a little while ago. So like there's still a little bit of light left in the sky, but not much. You've got that twilighty kind of vibe. And where can you describe for me what your kind of like, where are you?
I think that it's like a little sort of shop front meets domicile. There's probably like a curtain between like the living area and like the area where people can come in and see her. There's like a workbenches on one side. I like the thought that actually like during the day it's like a stable door and people can come to the door and she'll meet them there and discuss, and if they need to come inside they can come inside. There's like a little bench, but she's in that part because that's where the fireplace is for heating the water. So the curtain to the back with like books and like bed and all that, and like probably some storage stuff is there, but she lives pretty simply, I think. Okay. So there's clearly a light on, but like the top part of the door is shut, so like not open for business hours kind of a vibe.
Right. Do you lock the door, or is it just something that like Erwin has a key, or is it like it's still a little early for you to have locked the door yet?
I think maybe it's a little early to have locked the door.
Okay, but most people would knock.
Yes, I assume most people would knock.
So you're sitting and brushing out your hair, and the door kind of like swings open, probably with too much force. It probably hits the wall behind it. And Erwin comes in, and he has a okay, let's be on my bullshit. He doesn't have a shirt on because the shirt is currently like wrapped around his arm. And you very quickly see why, because it's soaked through at this point. And he's just like bleeding freely. And he comes in and sees you in like this shift and brushing out your hair, clearly in, not in a state for company. And he goes, oh God, no, I'm sorry. Oh no. And turns and walks back outside the door and closes the door back behind him.
I get up, I throw my brush, I go to the door, just like, how far outside the door has he gotten?
Not terribly far. He's just like standing a few feet away with his back to the door, kind of like bouncing a little bit, like, oh gosh, now what do I do?
She opens the door, just like, please stop bleeding out in the street. Do you want to come in?
And I think he looks back at you, and then quickly averts his eyes, and so like walks into the room, but he's not looking at you at all. Like he's very clearly like, modesty, gotta somehow keep this
professional.
Yeah,
I think she closes the door, and this does put the latch down. Just like, it's fine. Arguably, I'm more decently dressed than you are right now. Do you want to sit down?
Yes, please.
Oh, and like sort of pushes the hair just like back over her shoulders, so it's just like hanging loose as she moves around to get various. Yeah, because I have a vague idea that what she does is a mix of like traditional herbal medicine and stuff, and also divine healing. So it gets like some things and her holy symbol, and just comes over and just like, what do I want to know? Actually, is the question. Just starts to unwrap his arm.
He has a very good poker face. He doesn't really show that it hurts a lot. And he kind of like, he does kind of wince a little bit when you ask the question. And he says, well, I mean, you see, there was something in a trap. And I had to, I mean, I couldn't just leave it there. It was going to die. It would starve to death, really. And then I had to get it out of the trap.
Of course you did. She's just sort of like smiling a little bit, just like, yes, this tracks with everything I know about you as a person.
And I mean, it was understandably grumpy because it was caught in a trap, and I don't know how long it had been there. It looks like it had been there maybe all day, and so I found it, and I started trying to calm it down and get it to, so I could get to the trap, and release it. It was one of those nasty claw, snappy ones. And I mean, it was grumpy and didn't much enjoy my presence. And so before I could get the trap released, it took a swipe at me. And at this point, you've like unfurled the arm, and it's like these big claw marks all the way down his arm.
some people are just no judge of character. And like goes and gets like what's left of the hot water from the fire and starts cleaning it off so she can get a better look at the damage.
Mm-hmm.
You're a disaster. You know that, right?
Well, I mean, it couldn't not help.
Of course you couldn't. You and I have that in common. And like there's the cleaning up, and I think she starts sort of, once it's clean, starts like sort of puts a salve around it that smells like probably like mint, because mint like a natural sort of peppermint kind of a smell. And she's sort of putting that on with her left hand, like dipping things into a bowl and spraying that on while holding on to her holy symbol with her other hand, and starts to pray quietly. And as the sort of mint stuff sort of kicks in and starts to numb the area, the wound just starts to close up. I don't think it fully completely heals. I've been playing Pathfinder recently. Magical healing doesn't seal wounds. It, like if you're unconscious, it doesn't fix wounds automatically. It just means you're not dying. And I think it's a little bit of that, but there's still clearly like scarring there. But the wounds close up. It's just sort of like they look like maybe a day old rather than, you know, fully open.
Yeah.
So.
He smiles brilliantly at you, and says, "Thank you. You always set me to right."
I know. And just smiles at you, just like, yes. You're excellent for business, if nothing else. Would you like a shirt?
He looks at the ruins of his old shirt, and like you can see he's running the math in his head for a minute, like, I mean, if I wrung it out, I could probably get back into it.
She just sort of like takes the utterly ruined shirt and just like does the face of, oh honey, no, and literally just puts it on the burning fire and just walks into the back room and just like pulls out a shirt that's probably a little too big. Like maybe she just has some stuff here, and just holds it out to him.
He puts it on a little sheepish, and I think he starts to like it's one of those things where like you didn't necessarily notice he was carrying a bag until this moment when he kind of takes it off. Shrug, get out. And so he swings the bag off of his shoulder and he starts digging through it, and comes up with like a single piece of silver and like a paper clip and 2 buttons. And holds it out to you, and says, now, I can get to the rest to you tomorrow, but this is all I have on me right now.
She takes the button and like closes his hand back around the remaining button and the paperclip and this silver piece, and just like, this is enough, more than enough. It's fine.
Hey Jade.
Hey Danielle.
How do you feel about me using one of my weak moves here? Do you? I'm sure you can tell which one I'm looking at.
You need to roll up and have a look. Oh, I mean, please have at it, my friend. do tell the people what you're doing. Do tell the kind people what you're doing.
Right. So I'm going to use my weak move, Fall in Love. And I'll gain a token.
Well, I
And
gained a token for you using my lure, even though this is a backstory scene.
yeah, yeah.
Wicked.
Or do I get a token from that? Do I have 2 tokens now?
Yeah, if
Oh, yeah, you do. That's how it works. Yeah.
Yes.
You do have 2 tokens now. Congrats.
Gee,
And
Danielle, why does mom let you have 2 tokens?
your mom lets you have tokens? And he just blushes furiously and thanks you. And then you see his eyes like flick to your hair again, and he blushes more.
Amazing. Also, this is important. What is? I know he now has a shirt on.
Yeah.
Tragically, I know what the people are about. So, what is he? What is he built like? Obviously, you can see from the picture on the overlay, like the messy hair and the blue eyes and the
Yeah.
patched up.
I think he's stronger than he looks because he spends a lot of his time like wrestling animals. But I think he like if you were to look at him, you wouldn't necessarily think he looks like a whole lot. Uh, you know, just kind of average dude body, I guess. And just like 50 million scars all over his arms and face and body.
Cool.
But yeah.
Ash is like maybe 5'4", and a little bit too skinny. For what's worth, she's like in I think her late 20s, early 30s, like kind of hard to place age kind of vibe, but has that kind of small stature that if you know much is the sort of thing you associate with people who are maybe born prematurely. And now she's an adult and it's fine, but she's still got a little bit of that waif kind of vibe, but like very holds herself very tall. Kind of
How
short.
tall is she?
I don't know, just 5'3"-ish, like
Okay.
5'3", 5'4".
Okay.
So a little below average height, I guess. I don't know average heights for ladies.
I think it's 5'4".
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Oh, she does have the glasses on. That's important to note. Like big round spectacles.
Yeah, so
And
Erwin is
grey
definitely
eyes.
significantly larger than she is, both in height and in build. Like a little bit of maybe a barrel chest, and a little bit of a stocky-ish build, but he's also kind of tall, and so it's just like
Yeah.
just like a tall, kind of stocky person.
Yeah.
He's probably what 6 feet-ish. So, but he's definitely like kind of curled in on himself in this moment and like trying to make himself as non-threatening as possible because he realizes like, oh right, I barged into her home.
What a good boy. But yeah, I think she's perceptive enough to see what that he's looking at, and she sort of a little bit self-consciously kind of like pulls it around so it's then like in front of the shoulder, and he sees like just how long her hair is.
The eyes flick down for just a moment and then back up. Uh, uh, thank you again. I'll be out of your I'll be going
The
now.
eyebrows go up.
Yeah, I'll just be going now.
You're welcome anytime. Just maybe not.
He's nodding furiously as he backs out of the room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very good.
Very good. She sort of closes the door once he's gone, goes back to the fireplace in the chair, resumes combing her hair out, just to the nowhere. Just like, bet you thought that was funny, didn't you? Just sort of like, I don't know if there's any kind of vibe there. I feel like she probably, even though she's not pious or anything, like her faith is a thing for her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I like the thought she periodically chats to her god, even if she's not expecting much in the way of a reply.
Mm-hmm.
So
Good.
All right.
Good.
Good. Well, that's all the backstory scenes. So, if anyone, because it's right, belonging outside belonging, it's now if anyone has an idea for a scene or something they want to explore, or if one of the elements wants to do anything in the town, they have things they could do.
That's always the tough bit about Bob games to me is like getting started, because once you get started,
Mm.
it gets easier, I feel like, but
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Saul's always down to punch a person, so you know.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
I'm looking at the manifests of the
Yeah,
elements.
same.
Yeah.
More helpful to look in our ones so I know which ones we actually have selected and not the full list.
Pain is certainly interesting.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking the arcane, specifically the environmental shifts part. Like a sudden change in the winds or something.
Yeah, Philo commented a coming storm.
Yeah.
I dig that.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. And I like that maybe there's this shift, and the town just sort of flurries up because everyone's like all the. I hate this. That's I know it's why the website is called what it is, but the town is all the Twitter because like there's that shift and people know that means something's coming, and some people are going and it's like that whole my knees are swelling up so it means this or blah blah blah, blah. And nobody can agree if it's snow coming or like more stormy or just like whatever, but everyone's sort of like talking about it and people are nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Um, hmm. So, hmm.
So, to make this a little bit more of a incitement to action, does someone come riding out in front of the storm? A herald of some kind, maybe not literally a herald, but a herald of the storm. And something is different about them. Either maybe they're from someplace that just has a very different vibe than our little town, or hi, Aro. Or maybe they're some kind of magic user and they're hiding it. Like I'm specifically looking at Arrow. I'm specifically looking at introduce someone who needs or offers help under the mundane, and introduce a mystery under the arcane. Of like someone coming in from outside of town who may or may not have something to do with this storm.
Ooh.
And is looking for help and maybe is keeping a secret about why they need help.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
Did this person perhaps come out of the haunted forest?
Oh yeah, it's got to
Of
be
course
right.
they did. Yeah. Yeah. We could even link them to Soul's backstory here if we wanted.
Well, like maybe they're wearing colors of a heraldry that she recognizes, or
Yeah. Or the change in the weather is
mm.
something that happened before Soul's town was destroyed.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm here for that.
You're a dog. Yeah.
So what's this person like? Are they do they have any sort of like distinguishing qualities, or like are they young or old? Do they have a foreign accent?
I think they're maybe of indeterminate age. Like they're in that kind of 40s ish age range where, you know, in some light they look really young still, and in some light they look older than they are. Let's see what Donjon has to say.
What if they're dressed like in the kind of black that is very difficult to make? Like it's a super deep, rich black that implies wealth or magic.
Yeah.
But it's tattered and damaged.
Mm-hmm.
So, like the vibe of nice clothes that have gone or been not very well looked after or been heavily damaged through something.
Mm-hmm. I like the idea that they are conventionally attractive, and like they sway a lot of people over to their side easily.
You can't trust them. They're too pretty.
Yeah, basically.
We got a name. Did Donjon provide?
Donjon is providing a whole bunch of different names. Let's see. We have 2 A names already. Oh, here. Ethan. Ethan is rough in appearance with golden hair and amber eyes. She wears fine raiment and numerous rings.
Ooh.
We can get along about all the rings we wear.
I like how Donjon will put like these other weird things in it. Ethan suffers a mild allergy to rodents.
That's not a thing.
I've already
That's-
put some details in the doc if you want to just drop the rest of that in there.
Yeah.
It's just right at the bottom.
Ethan allergic to Mickey Mouse confirmed.
Cool.
So Ethan shows up.
Mm-hmm.
Town's like losing their shit a little bit because gossip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at my moves here.
I think maybe she and Erwin come kind of riding into town at about the same time. Like, I think she comes into town out of the forest, and then not too long after, while people are like fawning over her, like Erwin comes in out of the forest and he's like, "Storm's coming." And everybody just kind of looks at him like, "Yes, we can in fact see the sky. Thanks, Erwin."
Is this like, do you bump into Sol, like, who is watching all of this? Good, and she like just chilling out at like the stall outside a tavern because
like that. Yeah.
Sol has a brand.
Mm-hmm.
She does.
As I said on the Kiss It Before the World end streams, whatever the universe is, there is a bar called the Monkey's Uncle, and Sol will be there.
Yep.
Drinking whiskey.
So Erwin comes running up to you, seeing that there's like a crowd up ahead gathering around this person wearing black. And he's a little bit out of breath, and he goes, "What's going on?"
So like sniffs and is like, "Ain't you heard?"
No, that's why I asked what's going on.
She looks completely skeptical, but like she like gestures toward like the cardinal direction that Erwin came from, and is like, "Newcomer. She's making quite the stir."
Erwin kind of perks up, like, "Oh, is she nice?"
I don't know. Why don't you go get in line and find out? And Soul like knocks back the rest of her drink.
Um Erwin kind of like nods a little bit, and probably goes and walks over to where the crowd is. What are the rest of you doing?
I would like to use a weak move.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
I would like to interject in a conversation that did not want or need me.
Oh my god.
That's an amazing move. That is a Marius brand move if ever I heard one.
That's beautiful.
Oh god, yeah.
It's great. The wizard's moves are great. And I think that conversation is with the lady in black.
Okay.
That's what I would like to do. I think it might be as Erwin gets up there, and so then like you're talking to her, and then suddenly Atlas is next to you, like participating in the conversation, like he's been there the whole time. like with his little notepad, just like, yes, go on, go on.
Okay. Would someone mind playing Ethan?
I'll play it because I think Ash is just like watching from her little shop front kind of vibe.
And so Erwin kind of like makes his way to the
And,
front of the crowd. And sticks his hand out. It's stained with something. You don't know what.
She's wearing like riding gloves.
Uh-huh.
And just offers quite a genuine smile.
Mhm.
Just shakes hands. And you are?
Erwin Rucker, at your service. What's brought you here to our little town whose name I forgot?
And Trowich.
Trowich. What's brought you here to Trowich?
What does she say to this? 1 second. 1 second. I'm looking at stuff. You know, I don't rightly know. An ill wind, as everyone seems quite aware, and this is where I happen to find myself. What a relief to be around such friendly folks.
Erwin nods like he understands.
Somewhere in the distance, Soul's like, "Don't trust her."
And I'm actually no, I'm not. This isn't the right time for that. And he kind of nods like he understands what all of that means. And says, "Well, here in Trowich, we pride ourselves on our hospitality."
That's the moment when Atlas poofs up next to you, like in a
Amazing.
fucking cloud of smoke.
And Erwin jumps in his skin a little bit and turns and looks at Atlas. "Hi, Atlas. How you doing?"
You ran through my woods.
They're not your woods, Atlas. We've talked about this.
I think Ethan said with an eyebrow raise, just like a wizard.
Observation, I have questions for you as well.
Do you now? Well, I have just arrived and I'm feeling quite dead on my feet. So perhaps if I could get settled to take part of some of this town's hospitalities, as Mr. Rucker here has just happily informed me about, and we can have a conversation.
Hospitalities, we're being hospital. Hi? Reaches out hands like, I'm Atlas Bremer. You ran through my woods this morning.
Well,
They're not
technically my
your
horse.
woods, Atlas.
My tower's in them, is it not?
Oh, that's
Possession is
your
9/10 of the law.
Cox shotgun.
I think she's just watching this exchange between Elwyn and Atlas with an eyebrow raised now.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I think trying to be charming, Atlas tries to conjure like a rose or something to give her like, I'm so sorry, we got off on the wrong foot.
Oh no.
What happens when you do this?
I don't know, it's probably nothing good. I mean, I can conjure, but I cannot control.
Like, how many roses is it?
That's good, yeah. Uh-huh. As many as you think it would take to cover a person in roses.
How extravagant.
It's only supposed to be one. I just Ash, you can like your panic senses are tingling. Like I've worked on this, it's just supposed to be the one.
Yeah, at that point, like Ash might have stepped outside, just like, do I intercede in this?
Like, you know, on animes where like it's mostly like cloud and the arms aren't attached and the arms are like waving in various directions, just like no, 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 that's
Oh
not
my
how it's supposed to go.
god.
Is that? That's what you see in the distance.
I
I
think
think I'm
Ethan. Go on.
no, I think I'm also the main character from Oran High School Host Club, the blonde haired
Amazing.
one. That's what I'm
Tamaki?
realizing. Yeah.
Oh my
I
god.
think Ethan just takes one of the roses off like the very top of the pile, and like tucks it behind her ear, just like charmed, and walks off with like a gaggle of townspeople towards like the inn.
Atlas like picks up a rose and sniffs it in deep, like, you're getting better, Brimmer.
Jesus Christ.
Amazing.
Oh
And
my
Nice.
also
god.
hands another rose to Erwin, like, want one?
Well, thanks.
That's a yeah. Like Lindsay, do the townspeople steal Atlas's flowers to give to Ethan? I love
Yes.
that. Everyone's like, opportunity.
Oh my fucking god.
Amazing.
Sorry to fuck up your whole conversation there. That was good.
Good shit. All right. Excuse me. What do we want the next scene to be? Because that feels like a nice close on
Yeah.
that one. Just like the people swarming over this pile of roses and just like trailing after
Mhm.
to the inn.
I kind of want to see Ash, who has the one brain cell of these four, interact with Soul.
Sure. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I'm also trying to decide because it's like I want to get a token, so there are only so many ways that I can do this. And it's not going to be by your lure.
That's fine. I mean, some of the ones there's you could maybe come across a back alley deal because those are a common thing in the town, and I don't know. I'm just ways
Yeah.
that you could maybe.
Yeah, but we I don't think any of them would necessarily fit the two of us being setting a scene together.
True. I mean, what if it's later the same night? If I have like hired you before, and if everything's sort of like a gaggle and Sol is like off to one side, Ash will come up to you and like sit on the stool beside you, like hands on lap, kind of. Hair is like up, not just the braid, but it's probably like in a big old circle on top of the head. And just sort of like watching what's going on. It doesn't force Sol to speak yet. We're just sort of like paying attention to the surroundings. Is drinking. Let me be clear. I don't know. She's probably got like a tankard or something.
How do you pronounce Ash's surname again?
Delmirev.
Okay. Sol kind of looks over and tips her glass in your direction and is just like, Delmirev?
You really can call me Ash.
I can do a lot of things.
It seems like more effort to use my last name is all. Fine. Whatever best suits you.
I'm sure there's a joke in there about the proper amount of effort to show a lady, but I'm a little bit deep in my cups to find it.
I think she smirks a little and raises an eyebrow, and I'm debating, is Soul's name short for something in this universe, or is she just Soul in this universe?
I think she's just soul in this universe.
Okay.
My head
Damn.
like Soul Mantha.
I was referring more to Marisol, but it's all good. All right. Hmm.
Shrog in the chat says Sullivan.
Okay, I'm going to activate my weak move. How has my presence made this situation worse? I don't necessarily mean for Soul, but just like this whole like friendly scene in an inn where there's this stranger in town that everyone is a bit like a gaggle over.
My first instinct is shoot, I lost it. Sorry.
No, maybe that way. I suppose anybody could answer that question. Communal storytelling and all.
What if this person has an instinctual dislike for you?
Works for me.
Like she's sitting in the middle of a gaggle of people, like telling some kind of story, and when you walk in and sit down next to Soul, like she doesn't notice you at first, but then someone else walks in and there's like the kind of stereotypical gust of wind kind of deal, and she sniffs for a second and looks up and sees you and crinkles her nose in disgust.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I say out loud to Soul.
You hear her out loud ask one of the people next to her, like, "Who is that?"
Are Atlas or Erwin still here? Are they like part of the throng?
They certainly can be. Erwin standing next to her, like, "Oh, that's Ash."
Atlas on tiptoes waving a hand in front of your eyes.
Oh my god.
She's a resident cleric. She keeps me up and moving.
She fixes everything I explode. It's a lot of stuff.
Soul quietly to herself, she sure keeps something up about you.
Oh my god.
I think that Ashley was like, just how you said, like snorts into her mug of beer. Just like, oh, that was rude, Soul.
No one's paying me to be polite.
No one's paying you to be rude either. Could I pay you to be polite? Would you?
Soul kind of like smirks a little and is like, I don't know, what's your price?
Oh, there's a question. I think Ash will put enough coin on the bar to at least buy Soul's next drink. And as she sort of turns away to do so, just says, "I don't think that woman likes me very much."
I don't know. Hmm. What's a good insult? I don't know. She ain't all that. Not sure. Not sure you're really losing much by her not liking you. I don't
Uh,
trust her.
hmm. Sometimes it's doing what I do. People can get ideas. It doesn't take much for rumors to spread. It's a problem with helping the dying and being there for them. People might start to think you're bad luck.
No, you want bad luck, you look at that one. And she cocks her head in Atlas and Erwin's direction, making it completely unclear which one of them she's referring to.
Atlas like holds up a finger and opens his mouth like he's going to respond, and then closes his mouth and puts his finger down like, you know what, fair.
Erwin is still talking about all of the good that Ash does the community.
Oh my god.
Atlas like pats you on the back like, come on, buddy, let's get you a drink.
I'm so pleased you made a himbo. It's good.
I think like Atlas pulls Erwin away to get a drink. And Ethan takes the opportunity to like saunter over to y'all's table. And she sits down like really primly without asking. And like leans over the table, puts her chin in her hand. Now I don't think I've had the pleasure, and she draws it out like I've had the pleasure of meeting either of you yet.
A sort of half glance at Sol and back at Ethan. My name's Ash. I'm the cleric here.
You can
Okay,
call me Hawk.
Hawk and Ash. And she looks at you, Ash, and seems to be basically ignoring Soul in supremely rude fashion. Like, oh yeah, that's nice. You're a Hawk. Now Ash.
Yes.
And now I want to she gives some sort of like really mean backhanded compliment about Erwin, being like, oh yeah, you know, that kid was telling me all about you. And and uh and says, he said you're, you know, you say you're the cleric? To whom do you belong?
I think Ash's jaw clenches a little bit at the turn of phrase.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Oh, is she above doing something stupid? Hmm. Because we've established that Ethan probably isn't mundane, right?
Right.
It's clear. Okay, so that one doesn't work too much. I have underestimate a mundane threat as one of my weak moves. So,
Mhm.
um,
But I mean, we don't know that she isn't mundane.
that's true. Okay, I'm going to do something stupid and underestimate a mundane threat. And I just reply very mildly, Valenkin, and I blink and I activate my true sight, and my eyes just go completely black.
Nice.
And then I
What?
blink again, and they go back to normal, which is sort of just like a dark sort of grey,
Mhm.
but with your normal sort of whites and everything.
Yeah. What do you see when you look at Ethan?
Mm. Hmm. Okay. Because I've been trying to think since decided that was over what true sight allows you to see, and try not to be too influenced by specific systems interpretations of what true sight means. Because I think this person is a person. I don't think this is necessarily like a shapeshifter or something, but I think there is an aura around her that she's clearly connected to something. I'll tell you what it is. I think here's I'll put it. When I look at her with true sight, rather than like you know how in like Lord of the Rings when Frodo puts the ring on and everything has that sort of wishy washy quality
Yeah.
to it. I think maybe a little bit of true sight is like that. It's like a filter goes on and you're sort of seeing things. I think she is more saturated and she's like ultra present and real and there and with just like this aura that's like a heat haze kind of thing. And Ash does not know what that means because I don't think she's seen somebody look like that under True Sight before. And so when she blinks again, she clearly doesn't know what to say. I think there's like a tension sort of goes up her back that Sol would definitely pick up on.
I think Ethan narrows her eyes just a fraction, and says, "Now that's a neat party trick. I'd be careful who you show that to."
People know what I can do.
Yeah, but these people, and she gestures to the room at large.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're a little different. Good. I'm glad I'm getting that across, Lindsay. And I think she stands up pretty slowly. And she nods at Ash. And then I think, she says, "Ash." And she looks at Sol for like the second time since she sat down, and nods at Sol and says, "Sol," and walks away.
Atlas.
Hell yes.
Yeah, I think Soul like just like sort of as a reaction scene, like it's probably like way later in the evening or probably even the next morning when Soul's like, I didn't tell her my name.
Oh my god. So,
Oh, God bless.
amazing. Alrighty.
Atlas, did you have anything you wanted to do at the end of that scene?
Nah, Alice is gonna hang out and drink.
Cool. Can I recommend we take a quick break here, as it is
Yes.
8 p.m.
Yes.
And I need another drink.
Back in 5 minutes or back at 10 past, should we say, which is 8 minutes from now?
10 past sounds good to me.
10
Yeah.
past it is.
All right.
We'll be right back, folks.
I'm gonna put on the BRB screen and hope that it does what I'm hoping it does. Nope, it didn't. Okay. Hang on. There we go. We should be back now.
All right.
As I bump into my desk like 18 times. Sorry, audience.
Hey, there we are.
So, what next? Does the storm show up? Is the next scene like a really horrific storm happening?
I like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, like, super oppressive cloud cover. And is it just rain? But is it just like rain that we don't normally get here? Like, is it like full on like torrential rain, which is
Yeah.
utterly wrong for this time of year in this part of the forest / mountains, wherever we are in the greater biome?
Yeah.
But this is more like monsoon kind of rain.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
Agreed.
I like that it feels like super repressive and everything's sort of, rather than the rain being like a comforting sort of background noise, it's almost like a blanket being, it's almost like a smothering kind of a noise.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Where are we all sheltering during this? Like, I mean, presumably Atlas would be in his tower and we'd be in the town and stuff, but
Yeah, Atlas would probably be in his tower.
Erwin might be sheltering with Atlas because maybe he got caught out in the storm.
but how many beds were there?
God. Probably a lot. It's a tower.
Was it, yeah, Atlas tried to summon one. And now it's just like,
Every stair turned into a mattress.
sounds amazing. Oh my god.
Erwin comes in looking like me during Gulfnado.
Oh, you look like you'd seen the true horrors of the universe.
Yeah.
Little did you know 2020 was yet to come.
I know, right?
Shrug is really on board with this. What if we were all stuck in the wizard's tower? Ha ha ha. Joke. Unless
But what if?
I don't
I
know.
mean-
I mean,
we could be.
I mean, if y'all were out
Unless
in the woods and like got caught in this storm and like knocked on Atlas's door and been like, "Hey, it's getting bad." Atlas would be like, "Sure, come in." And it's like just a fucking one room at the top of 1,000 stairs.
oh my god.
Atlas teleports.
That also gives us a chance to be away from the town while Ethan is doing whatever nefarious thing
True.
during the storm.
No.
it's good shit.
I like.
Ah!
Oh,
Sorry.
Fuck.
Sorry. I banged my desk while I was trying to shift around. I'm sorry.
We've all been there. You're fine.
Yeah, so God, how did we all end up, or more specifically, how did Ash and Soul end up at Atlas's tower?
Maybe Ash wants to speak to Atlas about Ethan because this is clearly weird and wants to get like the magical perspective. And either asked Soul to come with her or didn't want Soul left alone in the town when Soul was happy to express an opinion against Ethan.
I mean, she could have asked Soul to come with her for that reason.
Yeah, she's probably upfront about it. Alright. Okay, so who got there first? Erwin or Sol and Ash? I just want to paint this everyone showing up and what that looks like.
Yeah.
I
Did
mean,
go ahead.
I was gonna say if Erwin was there first, when Ash shows up, he'll be surprised.
Yeah, I was just thinking that it would be fun if Erwin were there first, so that way, like, maybe he could be changing out of wet clothes and getting into, getting ready for bed when the door swings open.
Oh my god.
Wicked. This is very
Yep.
good.
I mean, yeah, sure. I'm happy to be on that bullshit.
Oh God, I've just like I remember having to walk to work one time and just being like soaked to the skin. Like, so that's fun. Like door opens and then enter Sol and Ash, also like dripping wet. God, I'm just thinking about how heavy that amount of hair soaked through the scene is.
Jesus.
Oh God, and there's the whole thing of wearing. I think everyone here on this call wears glasses. Like going from cold and wet into
Oh.
dry, just like instant steam, so the glasses are off. So
Good.
So she can't say shit right now.
What does your wizard tower look like, Atlas?
I am picturing an entry, like you come in and it really is like stairs spiraling up. You can see them all kind of precarious, and they spiral up for just a very long time. And then at the top is probably like 3 rooms, a small bedroom, like a bathing area, and then like the kitchen that has been turned into like also the lab. But otherwise it is just an empty circular tower of stairs.
So
Is there anything in that entryway?
Yeah.
I think there's a sign that says, please leave shoes at door.
That's good.
This is a shoes off household. And yeah, maybe like some home things that like your sensitivity got really bad. I can hear myself echoing. But like maybe some home things like you would find at fucking Michael's, like live, laugh, love.
Oh my God.
And stuff like that. Like there's a place to put your coat, a place to put your umbrella if you have one.
Is there like a fireplace down there? Or is it or lights or
Would the fire be upstairs? How would
it's
that work?
magic. It's magic. I don't know. Or there could be a chimney that runs up the entire side of the tower.
So much chimney.
So there's like a small fire at the bottom and then there's the bigger one up in the lab. Whatever you want. It's your tower.
Could work like a little if you're just coming in. There's like a small little maybe sitting area with a little fire. Definitely not fit for 4 people.
So I said how are Atlas and Erwin like chilling down there when the door opens again, or are they at the top of the tower?
I mean, I guess it depends on when you catch them. If you catch them like Atlas just opening the door and answering the door, and like they're still taking shoes off and stuff, or if you catch them like Erwin upstairs, like getting settled in for the night and changing out of wet clothes. So I guess Erwin.
I think Erwin is upstairs. I think there's a soggy pair of boots by the door, and then like footprints going up the stairs that are just wet. And so it's like they're stone stairs, and so each stair they have the like concrete wet footprint on them. And and up in the top part of the tower, Erwin is like he's just got on like whatever boxers or whatever, what have you. And is like wringing out his clothes into a bucket of some kind because he doesn't want to get water everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Spreading them over like some kind of clothesline in front of the fire.
We could rig something up for you.
What if the two of them are there and then like maybe there's a little bell that rings when the door at the bottom opens?
Yeah. I like that.
Kingsbury door. Sorry.
I like that. Yeah, and Atlas just poofs downstairs.
How much is Sol swearing about the rain as we get inside this tower, August?
That's a good question. Like historically, I've not had cause to. I don't know.
Is she too stoic to swear at the rain?
It's not that she's too stoic to swear at the rain. I think what's going on is she doesn't give a shit about the rain, but like being sopping wet makes it incredibly difficult to peel her boots off. And that's what she's swearing about. But to her credit, she is taking off her boots.
Thank you. And Atlas would be like, welcome. Yeah, feel free to stay while the storm is bad. Follow me. And poofs upstairs. So like 15 minutes later, out of breath, just like
Amazing.
Hey!
oh, sorry, the cats are fighting. Sorry. So yeah, like a good 15 minutes later, y'all make it up the stairs with Atlas like sitting on the couch, feet propped up, like, welcome to my home. It's small, but welcome. You can want a rose from earlier.
No.
He's just got all the extras laying about his room.
No.
Yeah, like in a vase or in like 20 vases.
Important. I suppose if 15 minutes isn't enough time, so how does Erwin react to the arrival of Sol and Ash? Well, presumably he's still in his boxes. Oh.
Yeah, I think he was reading like the spines on some books that are on a bookshelf up here, while Atlas poofed downstairs. And what did Atlas say when he poofed back up? Like, did he explain who was here?
Oh no, he just said like, follow me this way, and poofed upstairs.
Right, what did he say to Erwin?
Oh, probably just like, oh, door, I'm going to get it. But when he came back upstairs, maybe just like, oh, we have some guests joining us. They'll be here momentarily.
And so Erwin would have just kind of like nodded and shrugged and been like, okay, whatever, there's nothing I can really do about this situation. And he's not a particularly shy sort of person. And I think when you folks kind of make the rest of your way up the stairs, he kind of like, you see him kind of peek around a door frame to see who it is, and then immediately squeak and disappear back behind the doorway.
Bless this boy.
He's having a hard time.
He's looking at moves. Owen is joy. He should absolutely still be in his boxes.
Oh, I keep forgetting about moves.
Well, I mean, like, moves are good because they can help guide you when you're not sure what to do, but, you don't always have to be thinking of moves.
Yeah, I always take them as just like ways to prompt a scene if you're not quite sure what you want to do.
Yeah, my thing is I only ever want to use these weak moves and not the strong ones.
I
Definitely eyeing one as like a, I'm gonna go fight the storm.
I just want to have one token that I can keep in reserve, because there is one strong move that I really want Soul to use before the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, one of two, depending on like character development.
Sure.
Man, I should have ignored or scorned a social norm and kept my boots on, because then I could have gotten a token.
Alas.
Alice just fucking would poof them off and downstairs onto the, or because bad, maybe poof them off into like town in the middle of the square somewhere.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
You could ignore or scorn a social norm and call Erwin the fuck out.
Like, wow, it really seems like you're into this guy.
Solo's the weirdest, worst wingman ever.
Like, just get to it already.
Soul has nothing to stand on.
Oh, absolutely not. But that's not going to stop her. I'm just imagining Erwin in like heart print boxers now, and oh,
I feel like Sol gets to the top of the stairs first, by the way, because she's clearly going to be in at least better physical shape.
Mm-hmm.
So she will emerge at the top first. I feel like it's maybe a minute later when Ash finally gets up there.
now hold on a minute.
Oh, okay.
How much would Ash look like she's struggling with the stairs?
I
Oh
don't
no.
Man, that's a funny visual, is the thing.
Which one? Because I've got 2. No, 3.
Oh, babe.
I feel like Ash is like healthy enough, but depending on if Sol is the sort of person just like I do not want to wait for you anymore, kind of, Sol's like nah. But it's like I feel like Ash is like struggling more with the wet clothes that are weighing her down because she's not super strong and she's obviously quite thin.
Mm-hmm.
So like her clothes weigh like twice as much as they should do. So have at it, August, is my point. Please feel free.
Hang on, I know that this is no dice, no masters, but at the same time, like,
Dice are fun.
okay.
That's good.
Okay. So, for the listeners at home, I rolled a d3 in our Discord, and it came up 3. So, basically, Soul just, like, rolls her eyes and just goes, and, scoops Ash up in a fireman's carry.
Amazing.
Shrug. For the record, 2 was bridal style.
Jesus.
1 was gonna be offering a piggyback.
Oh,
Wicked.
it's beautiful.
Oh, so that's fun. So Ash doesn't see Owen at first because of the nature of how a fireman's carry works.
Which
This
gives
is very good.
which gives Soul plenty of time to be like, nice small clothes.
Erwin from behind the doorway, just like, thanks.
I feel like Ash is like trying to push like hair back from her face, like like that sort of like. Good. Sol's gonna be so Sol's already soaked, but like the long braid is like hanging down to one side, down Sol's back, and like Ash has just been trying to push like wispy hairs back from face because it's soaking wet. It's like not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
So
And I think
go on.
I think Sol like very very delicately sets Ash down and even though she's been like on the stairs for a bit, so maybe her clothes have had a little bit of time to dry out, she does try to like wring her shirt out over a nice looking rug.
Atlas will just prestidigitate it dry while staring you in the face.
Oh, so the rug ranks more than I do, huh? I see how it is.
We have a perfectly good clothesline if you would like to use it.
Erwin from the other side of the room. Wait, you could do that the whole time?
Atlas turns around like, oh, like he literally never considered it.
It's a perfectly good clothesline.
I think he then does prestidigitate your clothes dry while they're hanging over the fire.
Amazing.
Oh my god.
That's good.
Does Atlas only dry Erwin's stuff at this point, though? This is the important question I have to ask you, Anya.
I think you would have to be like, for Atlas to turn around and be like, huh? Oh, you all want it. Hello, we're all himbos here except for Ash.
Ash has the one brain cell.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, unless you drew his attention to it, he would just like prestidigitate Erwin's clothes dry and be like, good job, Atlas. You deserve a sandwich.
But
A
does he just
knuckle
leave them
sandwich.
dry on the clothesline for Erwin to come and collect them?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like Erwin, like walking out with a book, holding a book in front of himself, like sidling over to the fire.
Oh, buddy. So sorry.
I think Ash is going to just look at Atlas. Will be kind and look away from Owen, though she smiles a little, and just says, Atlas, would you be so kind?
Huh?
Could you dry my clothes, please?
Oh, puts down the extra sandwich. Like, yeah.
You are a dear. Thank you.
Oh my god. Does he prestidigitate Soul too, or does she have to like clear her throat very loudly and crack her neck?
No, I think at that point he would get it.
Okay.
And yes, Atlas can do prestidigitation, right? Because isn't it like a cantrip?
Yeah,
It's like a cantrip.
Yeah, so that's my justification for why everyone's clothes aren't on fire. You're welcome. Yeah. I guess at that point, Atlas would like gesture to like a love seat that is big enough for maybe like 2 people and then some rickety chairs. Like, sit down. I'm making sandwiches.
Oh my god.
Erwin, like, gets his pants on as quickly as he possibly can. He probably trips a little bit. But once he has his pants on, he seems much more like, okay, this is fairly normal. But he's like flushed, like from the top of the head all the way down the chest. And he goes over and sits in one of the rickety chairs. And says, "Well, I know why I was out here. Why are you two out here?"
Well, and I squeeze out my hair a little because I do not quite necessarily want prestidigitation in my hair because who knows.
It's never too late for fire.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wanted to talk to Atlas about this storm and the town's new visitor. And I asked Sol to accompany me because I didn't want her alone, as it were, in the town with Ethan.
I
Oh,
promise, nothing bad would happen to the town.
Slowly, like gently squeezing water slowly down the braid. Ash just looks up at you. It's like, that's the line you're going with, okay, and goes back to like gently squeezing the water out of her hair.
And Erwin is like, "Oh, is she not good?"
She's something, and I'm not sure what it is.
Oh.
She has presence. Wait, I'm not really sure. It's strange. What do you think, Atlas? Did she come across? Did anything about her sit strangely with you?
It is strange. She did not seem to enjoy being covered in roses.
She knew my name when I ain't told her.
That is sure.
She threatened me somewhat, not directly, but was clearly drawing a line in the sand. Or the mud, as the case might be, and I glance out, presumably a window.
Atlas's head tilts like he's a puppy that doesn't understand.
I should try and figure something out.
Erwin kind of furrows his brow and looks like he's thinking really hard. You don't think she's dangerous, do you?
I don't know. She could be.
You said she threatened you?
She made it clear that she thought I shouldn't do what I can do around people. That they might get the wrong idea.
I think for the first time, maybe in the entire time that you've known Erwin, you see him look angry for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of passes a little bit. But his brow is still furrowed.
It's fine. Owen. I've dealt with people not liking me before. It's fine.
It's one thing not to like a person.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Wow.
Erwin gestures to Shul. Yeah, she does it all the time.
Well, if Atlas, if she didn't strike you as strange, maybe I should go ask.
I mean, that whole knowing Soul's name without her having said it is very bizarre. I don't know people's names before they tell me. Do I? Reading textbook. And
Yeah. Go
maybe
on.
you shouldn't talk to someone who threatened you. That seems, I mean, she doesn't seem the friendliest of sorts. See the roses.
Well, she seemed pretty friendly with everybody else. I'm going to. Yes. Can I use the other room, Atlas?
You got two to pick from.
I will head over to the bedroom. I'm going to attempt to pray. And hey, kids, have fun because I'm going to activate my weak move of botch a ritual, exposing yourself to risk or ridicule.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
I can ask the other players to describe communications from my deity or even to act as my deity if they wish. But how it doesn't have to be that. I think this is like sat on the floor of the bedroom. You're not going to say sit on the bed and just like praying, like you showed me something. What does it mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like just like oh, I've forgotten my god's name. Vulcan, Valenkin, is not like a omniscient god or anything like that. It's like the god of the in between, of the space between, like of births and deaths and liminal spaces, like places between. But Ethan seems to exist in a strange space, so maybe it's within their remit. So they're going to pray and see what happens. And I suppose as this is watching a ritual, or it could be appealing to prophecy or cosmic forces, but I like consequences. So let's call it both. Let's appeal to prophecy or cosmic forces, exposing myself to risk. That's fun.
So fun.
So fun.
I think. What does your connection to your god usually feel like?
That's a good question. I think it feels a little bit like a comforting weight in the way that like your favorite scarf or jacket when you're wearing it, like an awareness of it. I also think it feels a little bit like when you like walk into an empty theater when the house lights are on, or a Denny's at 4 a.m. I think it is a little bit of that. I'm in a. It's no. I think it's like an awareness of something that's off step, or you're seeing something in a way it shouldn't be, or in a way that's different to how it normally is. That sort of awareness and that like comforting weight, as I said before.
I think that you get that feeling, like the weight settles on your shoulders and you feel like you have stepped just to the right of reality for a moment. I think that the sound of the rain outside fades or maybe changes pitch. Um, and then I think you get the overwhelming feeling that you're being watched. Like you're not alone in whatever this liminal space is.
I'm gonna look round, like sort of open my eyes, and like sort of call on my true sight to see if I can see anything.
Does anyone else have a detail they want to add?
I'm trying to decide which one I want to posit. I could always mush the two together. So I think that you're in the haunted forest, like as if you're standing at the base of Atlas's tower. And all around you are just these incursions, like little bits of, the best word I can come up for it is like star stuff, that are glassy, and every one of them reflects your own face back at you, whether or not they are angled in a position to actually catch your face in a reflection.
Hmm.
Very cool. And if anything happens here. Yeah, I'm gonna put some drama in there. I think in this vision, because we have it there as an option. I think in the main room, the others just hear like a sharp sort of intake of breath, and I think they hear breaking glass, which there shouldn't be the sound of breaking glass, and like a thud, and yeah, she's out cold.
No.
I like the thought that maybe there are, yeah, like small cuts on her face and like her bare arms, like a short sleeved dress, like glass broke over her, but there's like nothing around her that looks sharp or that would have done it. So because the darkness can attack or take something important. So
Yeah, I
and
think
she's
this.
just like out cold.
I'm pretty sure the second I hear something shattering in my room, I'm gonna go investigate.
Fair.
Yeah. Erwin is
Like-
fighting you to be the first one in the room.
Alice, like I didn't tell you you could break things. There's a collectibles in there.
God.
I'll say that you can win this one out, Erwin. You're probably faster because Atlas does a lot of poofing.
So Erwin kind of like shoves Atlas aside
Rude.
and like bolts to Ash's side, and like I don't think he like pulls her into his arms or anything like that, because that feels like he feels that that would be too much. But he, like, you can see like his hands kind of hovering over her, like, what do I do? And
If only we had a cleric.
only we had a cleric. And I think he like runs back into the other room to where his bag is. And like Atlas has just kind of like regained his position in the doorway and gets pushed out of the way again. As everyone's like, nope, coming through.
Atlas just like bracing on a wall, like, why is everyone being so rude in my house?
And Erwin comes back with like a little tin of salve that Ash probably gave to him for healing purposes. And I am going to spend one of my tokens to make the strong move, offer someone healing, comfort, or wonder.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think it was, and it's enough to sort of wake her. But the eyes are completely black still, and like it's not that she can't see, but it's like she's looking at stuff he can't see.
Right.
So definitely does the sort of, I don't think it's a full on like adrenaline kind of waking up. I think it's more of a sort of a groggy sort of thing. But as the eyes like flutter open, he sees they're like completely black, which I don't know if he has seen before.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that he would have had reason to see it before.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm taking up a lot of time. Does anybody else want to do a thing?
Here in the doorway behind, like, I didn't say you could break things.
There is nothing broken in the room. As he looks around, just like there is nothing in here appears to be broken.
He's like posed, ready to do prestidigitate to like fix whatever it is, but also mourn it at the same time, and like looks around like, all right, you got to show me that one sometime.
It wasn't me.
Who else is in my room, Ash?
And she looks over at him and he sees like the completely black eyes.
They normally like that?
No.
What you doing in my room, Ash?
Oh my god.
Jesus.
This storm isn't just a storm, it's brought something with it. And it's all around us.
But what if I experiment with forces I do not understand without proper preparation?
What if?
What if?
What if?
I mean, we should attack the storm. I know what I'm saying.
What you're saying is you're going to attack the darkness.
Doesn't that seem right up your alley, Soul?
That was out of character.
Soul would grabbing you by the hand, running down the stairs.
Oh my
Soul
God.
would absolutely not make a D&D meme reference.
I attack the gazebo.
God, I just say I love the visual of Atlas like running past, grabbing Soul as if to pull her down the stairs after, and just her not moving and him going,
Yeah.
Like falling on his back on the floor, like, Soul, we gotta go fight the storm. Come on.
I don't know if you know how weather works.
I know how you work and you love to fight. It brought a thing and the thing is rain. Let's go fight. Is Atlas drunk because I'm drunk? Maybe. Who knows?
I like to fight things that I can get my hands around. You got a spell that'll let me be able to strangle a fucking storm? Alright.
Potentially. Just stand really, really still and his hands start to light up.
I'm torn.
I'm going to kill you with this spell.
What are you torn between, August?
Oh boy.
Soul, I don't know. Okay, so here's the problem. Like, this doesn't warrant a punch. But Soul is also not like the slapping sort.
Excuse me. I said nothing to you.
What about like a very clear sort of shove? Not like to put him on his ass, but just like, whoa, back up, and like a strong sort of like both hands on both shoulders, just like back up.
No, it
Yeah.
would definitely be something to put him on his ass, because I am
Okay.
also
God.
invoking my weak move, destroy something instead of understanding it.
Oh, very good.
Oh my god. In that case, after you do that, can I invoke my weak move? Ask, why do you resent me?
Amazing.
I don't remember, like, so, like, in Dream Askew, those are not diegetic questions, but I don't
can
know
be.
if they're supposed to be in Venture or not, but, like, if you want it to be diegetic, then by all means, Soul can answer that question.
I
It seems
fucking
very in character for him to ask.
yeah,
Like,
I
why do
love
you
the
resent
image.
me?
I love the image of you just like punching Atlas and Atlas landing on his back, his head at your feet, just looking up at you like, so why do you resent me?
Soul, like, picks him up by the scruff of the neck and sets him on his feet and is like, I've met people like you with more power than sense. All you do is wave your magic around and get people in trouble.
Marius.
Yeah, I knew that was what I was thinking, frankly. Hashtag Marius is cancelled.
Um, I sort of want to use a strong move in response to that
Mhm.
and deduce a hidden truth.
Ooh.
Uh, like you saying this, and Atlas is looking sadder and sadder, like the saddest puppy dog, and you've just kicked that puppy dog, and like, that's a puppy soul. And you kicked it. And so he's like sitting in the corner looking very sad, and then suddenly just like perks up. It's like, we need to go to town.
we what?
Erwin in the background helping Ash to her feet. We what?
Okay, so we all saw the lady ride in front of the storm, right? Or like, I guess the way that Atlas could phrase it is like something to the extent of like, everything was normal. Like, we were going about our time, getting attacked by owl bears, Erwin, and like just living our lives. And then this lady comes into town and everything changes. So he's deduced a hidden truth that maybe Ethan is related to the storm.
Alrighty.
Is that too unrealistic for him to have deduced?
No.
Yeah, he's
mean-
magic.
Yeah, you spent the token.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like, his magic works in really esoteric ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Sometimes you just get a brainwave.
Okay.
So is this like a cut scene? We cut, and then this is like us getting back into town, or does Atlas magic us there? Can he magic multiple people?
I don't know. I mean, I could spend.
Ooh,
No, I don't have a thing that I could spend a move for that would like, do magic above your standing or something.
so I have a suggestion. What if he's like, yeah, totally, I got us, and he magics us, and we end up separated.
Ooh.
Oh.
Very good.
I like that. So, who who all ends up where.
Wait, actually, first, does he let us put on our shoes?
I don't know that he'd think of it, and I definitely want Erwin and Ash to be together and Soul and Atlas to be together.
Oh my god.
Hell yes.
So we get back what into town, and we have no shoes. Owen in just trousers.
Mm-hmm.
Wicked. This is very good.
Are we in town, or did we somehow get teleported into the middle of the forest?
That's a good question.
Maybe one group got town, one group got like outskirts of town.
Mm.
Well, if he's got the control and he in Souls with him, it makes maybe most sense that Atlas and Soul are in the town, and
Yeah.
Owen and Ash are sort of on the outskirts of it.
I'm
Mhm.
cool.
Sounds good.
Who wants to go first?
Do we want angsty romance or angsty punchies?
I want to see Ash and Erwin, honestly.
Uh-huh.
I am very invested in this.
I keep
So-
doing this.
Presumably, it's still bucketing it down with rain.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Erwin has got just pants and like his rucksack over one shoulder is maybe helping to support Ash as much as she lets him.
Uh-huh.
As they teleport out of the tower and into, I imagine it's like just a really muddy field of some kind.
Uh-huh. I think they land and it's just like it's that sort of poof and then just like instant hit with rain again. It's just like,
Yep.
oh, Atlas.
I did it.
So we know that Ash is kind of in true sight mode at the moment.
Yeah.
How much of the quote unquote real world is she seeing? Or is it like she's just seeing everything in true sight?
I think she's seeing everything in true sight. And it's like a double layer almost. Like it's seeing things overimposed the real world, as it were, or the normal world.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm tempted to use a thing. I'm going to steal it from the author who I read it in, and I'm not going to say who it was. But I think when you see stuff under true sight, you don't forget it. It's like there. Like you can't go around with true sight on all the time because you will eventually like burn out. Like there's too much input, and anything you see, your brain can't forget because you're seeing the truth of it. So and it just sticks with you.
So I'm going to start off right off the bat because I've been dying to know. And I'm going to use a weak move and gain a token and ask, what do you really think of me? By which I mean, what does Ash see when she looks at Erwin with true sight?
Oh. Man. Does he ask the question as well? Is that a diegetic question that goes with that?
I think it can be. So I think that we land and we're soaked, and like Erwin says something along the lines of, "Well, at least I can still see the town. We're not too far, too far out." And he looks at Ash and sees that her eyes are still black. And I think he says something along the lines of, like, "Are you okay? What do you see?" And he's not necessarily asking on behalf of him.
Yeah.
But I think maybe she interprets it that way.
Okay. Also, this is good because I got a thing, and I think they've landed, and it's like almost like pitch black out here. Like there's maybe the tiny glimmering of lights of the town,
Mm-hmm.
But she's sort of looking up at him, kind of rapt, as it were, because I like this is good shit. And she puts her hand on his face, and just like, you glow. And like keeps her hand there and puts her other hand on like his chest, and just like everything else is really dark right now, but not you.
And I think she can feel like, especially with the hand on his face, like she can feel his face heat. And he stammers for a bit. And I think he says something like, well, no one's ever told me that before.
I am going to, because I can, spend a token to use one of my strong moves, which is give someone else strength or encouragement with magic or with words. And I think what she does is goes, clearly people aren't paying attention. And she's going to go up on tiptoes and kiss him because I don't care. And it's 2 in the morning. I do what the fuck I want.
Bless.
Yeah, he does the thing where he's clearly very surprised, and like he flaps his hands a little bit before he puts his hands on her waist. And after they stop kissing, he grabs her hand and says, come on, let's get out of this rain.
I don't have the ability, but like I do want to like either like she's effectively like cast bless on him or like divine, like some kind of shield of faith or something.
Yeah.
So, actually, how about this? It's like a shield of faith, and the rain is sort of like not quite bouncing off him, but it's like not soaking down anymore, and it feels like it doesn't feel like it's hitting him as hard. It's like he's almost become like water repellent a little bit more so than human skin already is.
Yeah,
So,
and he probably, because he doesn't have it like pressing down on him anymore, he probably feels it like he feels lighter. It's good shit.
It's good shit. Just making out in the rain while the forces of darkness get ready to do shit. Yeah.
All right, angsty punchy team.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad I have that one token because I definitely know who I want to use it on.
Oh yeah?
Are you gonna punch me?
No. Maybe. It depends. What does your mouth say?
We made it!
I don't know. You didn't come through Discord.
Made it.
Yeah. It's weird.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, we made it.
I think Soul.
I think Atlas looks surprised about that, by the way.
Soul looks at Atlas, looks down at her bare feet, looks back at Atlas, and says, "It's a good thing for you that well, because she's too gay to really like say it's a good thing you're pretty to him."
I think he can follow your gaze and be like, it could have been a lot worse.
You could have no feet.
Yeah, yeah, I could have been stuck here with you. Oh, wait.
You're just being rude.
That was not in character, but she was definitely thinking it. She's like, do you have any fancy magic to find out where this woman is?
We can try this. And he tries to do that, and I want to see. I think I want to use a weak move. This is where I experiment with forces I do not understand without proper preparation.
Oh
Nice,
boy.
nice.
So yeah, he tries to cast a spell, but that's not his magic. His magic is conjuration, sort of. He's bad at this. And so something nearby just catch on fire, or how does this go poorly?
I mean, I know that they're trying to find Ethan, but is this sort of thing where his magic ends up accidentally summoning her, but they bite off more than they can chew?
That's what I was kind of thinking. Rather than it being like a find the path, it's more of a it just summons her to them.
Or
Yeah,
draws
that's
her attention to them at the very least.
Yeah. Like, I like that. She either can feel it or it did directly just summon her, and we found her.
Well, save me the trouble.
You're welcome.
And so like reaches for where her axe would be strapped on her back, but I imagine that it's not there right now. And instead just like kind of like closes her eyes and takes a deep breath in through her nose and opens her eyes and cracks her neck and is like, let's do this.
I like to imagine there's like a whoosh, and Atlas is standing there like, she's terrifying. And then his hands glow.
How how does Ethan respond?
I think that she's taller. I just like the thought that the storm is at full power and so is she, as like an avatar of it or its herald. And like she's like almost like crackling as she moves. And like her hair and her clothes are whipping around, but in like a different direction to the way the wind is blowing. And I think I like it. And she sort of, because she wasn't expecting this, and she's sort of a little off guard and looks at the two of you, just like, well, that was more competence than I was expecting. And glances down and notices that neither of them have shoes on. Just like, well, mostly. And I think she flexes her hands and lightning crackles. And I just realized this is like the end of Matrix Revolutions right now with the pouring rain and the fighting in it. But you know what? Who cares?
I don't. Part of me wants Soul to say something pithy here, but
Mhm.
honestly, like she doesn't even like she doesn't really acknowledge Ethan in that way. She just like fucking uh goes in for the hit.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But I'm not, I don't know, like all I can think of is just a bunch of anime ass bullshit fighting in the rain with like
I mean, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's like Soul's like I'm seeing it in profile of like Soul like lunging for Ethan and Ethan poofing away and Atlas trying to throw some sort of like magic missile at her and she shoots lightning at the both of them and like the ground explodes and they both jump out of the way and there's rain everywhere and it's all incredibly shonen anime bullshit.
I think because let's lean in. At this point, like Ethan's like doing like a really bad rip off of Storm from the X-Men, like flying a little bit now. Um, and I think she just looks at you, Soul, and is just like, God, I hope you have the good grace to die this time. And just like fires up the electricity again and just like throws a bolt of it at you directly. And if you'll permit me being on my bullshit as I have another token to spend, I think it hits a barrier as like Owen and Ash catch up with what's going on, like skid around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, it's like fuck it, I'm making my own rules. It's like a counter spell, like the lightning gets disrupted or bounced away or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you just have backup. Like that was the give someone else strength. I could say. Look at this. Either way, I'm helping. I'm spending a token to do it.
Don't you just love it when a plan comes together? um
But yeah, that might piss off Ethan some because she had issues with Ash to begin with. But yeah, gives
Mm-hmm.
like catches that so Soul can rebuttal.
is it too soon for me to spend my token?
It's 20 past 2. No, no, it's not.
Jade, please spend your token.
Yeah, please have at it, my friend.
So
I gained one and spent one in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So the fighter has a strong move, which is kill someone.
Mm-hmm. What does it look like in this moment? Is this with the axe?
Well,
Oh.
she doesn't have the axe though. So this is just like
Nice.
this is just like bare-fisted.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't want to dwell on it too much, but I really feel like this is the kind of thing where she just like tackles Ethan to the ground and just like pounds her into the dirt. And like
Mm-hmm.
in the anime, it's a close up of Soul's face as she's doing it, and like you know, there's rain on her face, but you can't, you know, the viewer knows that there are tears mixed in too.
Mm-hmm.
and she just keeps doing it even after like there's no more point in doing it.
And like I think obviously the lightning stops and the rain stops. And it goes very quiet.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to spend one of my tokens to again offer someone healing, comfort, or wonder. And I think Erwin walks up behind Soul and puts a hand on her shoulder and like pulls her away.
Soul says, "I'm not crying, you're crying, nerd." No. I think like she lets herself be dragged but like or pulled away, but like she definitely like tries to get in one last kick, but it doesn't like do anything. Like it's completely ineffectual.
Yeah. And Erwin kind of just like helps her over to like next to the wall of a building and helps her kind of sit down and bring her back from the violence, so to speak.
Yeah. Ash will join and just like murmuring. And I think it's as she's doing this, her eyes slowly sort of return to normal. But she's just like whispering a prayer or something, and like the split knuckles and stuff just begin to close up, and the ache in Soul's hands just gently ebbs away. Like when you're in a warm bath and the muscle ache just sort of bleeds out. It's like that kind of a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I think Atlas is going to come over and plop down next to y'all like, we did it.
I think it's still raining though. Like
Yeah. No, for sure. But I think it's not as oppressive a rain.
Yeah.
It's heavy rain still, but it's not
the
heavy rain.
Nice. I like that as the end, and like the camera pulls back and away and up from the town of Treewitch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You see this town next to a large forest with a tower, and just keeps pulling back and up. And then cut to credits.
Woo. Oh.
Yay.
I just realized I can do a thing.
What?
Well, with y'all's permission, I can do a thing where I reveal the FTL season 4 theme song.
Ooh.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if y'all will be able to hear it. But
I'll
actually,
just mute my mic and turn up the stream.
Yeah, I'll mute my mic audio and I'll deafen myself on Discord. So I'm going to do that right now while I get it queued up. It would be easier if... Yeah. The
Oh.
new the new theme was done by Takuma Okada at Takuma_Okada_ on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
They rock. Anyway.
Nice.
Very good. We did it.
We did.
Thank you for joining us with this. What we're hoping will be the first of a sort of semi-regular Friday night game
Yeah.
Yeah.
here on Standing Stones. We don't know exactly how often yet, like availability and stuff, but we like to play games with each other, just sort of like nice low stakes, maybe play test some things, revisit characters, maybe from streams. I'm going to try get back to the Monster Hearts group. We'll probably do that one Friday. But yeah,
Yeah.
just start your weekend off with Standing Stones. Playing
Oh, that's a good
games.
motto.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's been us.
Yes.
All right.
Do we do outros?
Yeah,
Yes.
let's do outros. Go on, yeah.
Oh shit!
Still at the top of the adult, my friend.
Hey, I'm Anya. I'm significantly more drunk than when we started this. My pronouns are drunk too, and you can find me on Twitter at AKA Anya. And I'm also on a rumor pod.
August.
I have been August. With any luck, I will continue to be August. You can find me on Twitter at Harpydora because personal branding while trans is a fuck.
And I have been Danielle. I will continue to be Danielle for the foreseeable future. You can find me on the internet at RedTailTalk90. You can find The Room Where It Happened at RoomWherePod. You can find Dumb Kids Playing Hero, the Animorphs Actual Play podcast, which is about to pop the fuck off
boy.
on your podcatcher of choice.
It's fine.
And I remain Jade. You still find me on the Twitter at Jade Oxford Rose. You can follow Standing Stones at Stones_standing on Twitter and be informed of any streams coming up, of our various shows and productions. Check out Gay Space Rocks. They had their first episode come out this week. It's very good. And listen to Follow the Leader if you like Soul Hawk. She shows up a whole bunch. We love her. At FTLcast on the Twitter and FTLcast.com.
Hell yeah.
Alrighty.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a good night.
Good
Good night, everyone.